to subscribe!
I think the Brachiosaurus is hungry. Let's help. Color the white area with your finger. Tap on the Brachiosaurus to lead it to the food. Alright! Feed the Brachiosaurus. Oh no! Tyrannosaurus is turned up. Tap on the Tyrannosaurus to chase them away. All right! The long-necked Brachiosaurus was a tall herbivorous dinosaur. The arm lizard's front legs were longer than its hind legs. Its neck was like a giraffe, so they could feed off of high trees. They ate all day long to keep their huge body from being hungry.
Let's go on a skating run.
Hooray! 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 Hooray!
Wow, Eddie is amazing at skating. Shall we go skating too? Rody is freezing from the cold after turning into a real living being. Give Rody some delicious food to eat. 맛있다! 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 Rody jumped into the water to save Eddie. The next day, Rody turned back into a robot. But Rody was happy anyway, because his wish had already come true. Eddie turned himself into Pororo and started to bother his friends. Find and tap all the fake Pororos. This time, Pororo turned himself into Eddie and started to bother his friends. Find and tap all the fake Eddies. Hooray! Pororo and Eddie apologized to each other about the transformation pranks. From now on, get along and don't fight with each other. Fun trading time! Trade some belongings with your friends. Hurrah! Hurrah! Job! It seems that everyone traded their things for something they wanted. Try having a trading game with your friends too. match the puzzle. Finish coloring the picture. Find the hiding objects. Finish coloring the picture. As Krong and Rody carried in the heavy bread baskets, Pororo exclaimed,
You guys are the real superheroes!
Today, Petty the Little Red Riding Hood needed to go on an errand.
Take this pie to Grandma. Don't go wandering off.
Yes, Mother.
While Petty was walking through the forest, a wolf emerged out of the shadows.
Hi, I'm Pororo. Where are you going?
I'm Petty. I'm on my way to Grandma's house for an errand.
Where is your grandmother's house?
It's at the end of the forest.
Hearing this, Pororo suggested something.
There is a beautiful flower bed over there. How about picking some flowers for her?
Really? Great!
Feeling excited, Petty ran towards the flowers. While Petty was busy, Pororo rushed to Petty's grandmother's house.
Grandma, I'm Petty. I'm here on an errand. Oh, my darling Petty!
Oh no, the grandmother opened the door for the wolf.
I'm actually a hungry wolf. Roar! Ah!
A few moments later, Petty arrived at the house with the flowers.
Grandma, I'm here.
Oh, my dear. Come closer.
Petty thought her grandma looked strange, so she asked,
Grandma, why are your ears so big?
The better to hear you with, my dear.
Then why are your arms so long?
The harder to hug you with, my dear.
Petty thought this person didn't feel like her grandmother. At that moment, she heard a familiar voice.
Run away, Petty!
Petty realized that it was actually the wolf standing in front of her. Petty was scared, but she had to save her grandmother. Then a good idea came to mind.
Grandma, I baked you a pie.
Thank you, dear.
But as soon as Pororo ate the pie, his face turned red. Petty had secretly added hot peppers into the pie.
Water!
While Pororo rushed to find some water, Petty opened the cage and saved her grandmother.
Did you think you'd get away with this?
Being furious, Pororo stomped towards Petty.
Help!
Luckily, Chrome the huntsman was passing by and heard their scream.
Bad wolf, don't move!
Thanks to the huntsman, the lion wolf was locked up in the cage. From then on, it was safe for Petty to go alone on her errands. Cinderella Petty had lost her parents when she was young, so she was living with her stepfamily.
I'm so miserable.
I can't wait for the party. Let's go, girls.
Petty's stepsisters left for the ball, leaving Petty to do all the housework.
I want to go too.
Suddenly, with a burst of light, a fairy appeared.
I've come to help you, Petty.
The fairy waved her hand and finished all the cleaning and the laundry.
Wow, this is amazing.
Now I'll send you off to the ball.
The fairy changed a pumpkin into a carriage and a mouse into a horse. Petty also got a beautiful dress.
This is beautiful.
You must remember, you have to come home before the clock strikes 12.
Petty made her promise to the fairy and rode the carriage to the castle. When Petty arrived at the ball, everyone was surprised.
Oh my! I've never seen anyone so beautiful. Beautiful lady, may I have this dance?
Sure.
Petty and the prince danced together happily. Just then, the clock struck 12. Petty remembered her promise to the fairy and ran out of the castle. Running in a hurry, Petty fell down and lost one of her shoes. Running after Petty, the prince picked it up.
My lady!
By the time Petty returned home, the spell had lost its magic. She was back in her old clothes and old shoes.
I wish I had more time.
But the next day, the prince and his assistant came to Petty's house. The prince had been visiting all the homes to find the owner of the shoe. Petty's stepsisters greedily tried on the shoe, but it didn't fit them.
Ow, my foot hurts, Krong. I don't think this is your shoe.
Just then, Petty came out holding the other shoe. Pororo recognized her at once.
My beautiful lady!
My name is Cinderella Petty. Cinderella, will you marry me? Yes, Prince Pororo.
So Prince Pororo and Petty got married and lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, there was a miller who passed down his possessions to his 3 sons. He left the mill to his eldest, the donkey to his second son, and the cat to his youngest son. The youngest Poby was poor, but a kind man, so he gave the last of his bread to the cat. The cat responded to Poby.
Thank you, master. If you get me a pair of boots, a hat, and a bag, I'll make it up to you.
Poby was surprised that the cat could talk, but still gave him everything he asked for. The next day, the Puss in Boots went to the forest and brought back a rabbit. Then he took the rabbit to the castle where King Harry lived.
Your Majesty, my master Lord Carabas sends you this rabbit as a gift.
I see.
After that, the cat continued to bring gifts to the king in his master's name. One day, King Harry was crossing a bridge while riding his carriage.
Master, hurry! Take off your clothes and jump in the river!
Huh? Okay.
Then the cat shouted towards the king's carriage.
Help us! Lord Carabas has fallen into the water!
King Harry's men held Poby safely out of the water.
What awful thieves! They stole all my master's clothing!
Listening to the cat's story, King Harry lent some of his clothes to Poby. At that moment, Princess Loopy saw Poby in the royal clothing and fell in love with him. King Harry decided to take Poby back to his home on his carriage. The Puss in Boots quickly went to the land where a cruel ogre ruled and said to Petty the farmer,
If you say this land belongs to Lord Carabas, I will chase away the orc.
After a while, the king's carriage arrived.
Whose land is this? It belongs to Lord Carabas.
Hearing the farmer's words, King Harry liked Poby even more. Meanwhile, the cat entered the ogre's castle.
I have come after hearing about your greatness. Could I see your magical transformation?
The ogre turned himself into a dragon.
Roar! What do you think?
What greatness! Can you even turn into a small mouse?
Of course I can.
The ogre turned into a small mouse. Then the cat quickly picked up the mouse and swallowed it. When the carriage arrived, the cat opened the gate and announced to the king and his men,
Welcome to Lord Carabas's castle!
Poby really had become Lord Carabas and later on even got married to Princess Loopy. Together, the Puss in Boots and his master lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Wendy Petty who liked Peter Pan. She always read about him in bedtime stories.
Oh, I wish I could go to Neverland.
Just then, the window flew open and Peter Pan and his shadow came inside.
I caught you!
Are you Peter Pan?
Hello! My shadow ran away and I chased after it. But how do I stick this back onto me?
I'm Wendy Petty. I'll help you.
It didn't take long for Petty to sew Peter Pan's shadow back onto his feet.
Yay! Thanks! Do you want to go to Neverland with me?
Really? Yes!
Petty was excited. When Peter Pan sprinkled some fairy dust on Petty, she started to float up into the air.
Huh? I can fly!
Off to Neverland! Yippee!
The two flew into the night sky, off to Neverland, the land of adventure. A few moments later, they arrived at Neverland and Petty was so happy.
Wow! So this is Neverland. It's a dream come true.
As they arrived, Peter Pan's friends came out to greet them. It was Tinker Bell the fairy and some others that lived together with Peter Pan.
Nice to meet you.
Then Peter Pan brought Petty to a lake where the mermaids lived.
You are so beautiful. You are so sweet. Nice to meet you.
Next, they went to an Indian village and danced together with the Indians.
This is so much fun! I love it here.
I'm glad you like it!
But then, a black cook sneaked up from behind Petty.
Peter Pan, at last I will have my revenge!
Oh no! Captain Hook captured Petty.
If you want to save this girl, bend your knee to me! You evil monster!
Peter Pan and his friends all bended their knee to save Petty. Just then, they heard a strange clock-ticking noise. It was the crocodile that ate Captain Hook's clock.
It's the crocodile! Ah!
While Pororo was panicking, Peter Pan quickly tied Pororo up with a rope.
Got it! How do you like that, Captain Hook? I made a mistake! I'm sorry!
After dealing with the villain, Neverland found peace again. All the friends celebrated together late into the night. Now it was time for Petty to go home.
Bye! I had such a wonderful time. I'll visit again.
The friends said their goodbyes and promised each other to meet again.